we can always reference it. So yeah, our recording started. A few house rules from our side. So essentially, we will have a questions and answers section. And if you guys wouldn't mind, if you have questions, please just add the questions into the chat. If you have any, Jess will be moderating that, Moy will be moderating that. And yeah, we'll keep the questions and answers to the end. Hopefully we answer all of those questions or all of your burning questions through the presentation that we'll have for you now. Our goal through this presentation is to keep it simple, keep it easy, keep it fresh. That's ideally the Barista Open and what we're pitching for the Open. It's a competition that is built around having fun and just bringing baristas out of their shells. So yeah, we will start off with a small video that we will share into the presentation. And I hope you guys enjoy the video. It's short, it's sharp, but it'll take you through what the Barista Open is all about. Perfect. Yep.
Kia ora, I'm Moy and this is Wayne. And today we're going to talk about the new regional format, the Barista Open, and what you can expect as a competitor.
We'll also be taking you through how each course and the sets are scored.
Now I'll go through the station setup. So the station will be split into two halves, Station A and Station B, which you will be assigned in each round you compete. Each station will have identical setup of a grinder, espresso prep equipment, as well as jugs and sponsor milk. You will be provided with a range of Acme cups. These will differ in size and shape based on the region and the cafe.
Right, so let's talk about the placemats that Barista A and Barista B will be putting their drinks on through their courses and effectively presenting drinks to the judges. So as you can see, we have a placemat that is filled with drinks through the courses. And essentially what will happen is, as each one of these courses are presented to the judges will stir and take 2 sips out of each drink. They will then tally the scores or the votes of each one of these drinks on their reference sheets. And after the entire set has been done, the final scores will then be presented and your winners for the sets presented via paddle. Course A being your espresso, course B being your Meadow Fresh dairy, and course C being your boring alternative oat milk. That's how we're scoring the Barista Open. Rightio. So interesting little video there, just taking you through kind of the section that we have, that we've prepared for each barista. And obviously then just taking you briefly through the scorecard. So Moy, anything you want to add to that?
No, I think the idea is that we have set these parameters in terms of the sponsor machine, sponsor grinder, equipment, and milks that we're getting. But a lot of the detail is kind of up to the competitor to decide, for example, you know, what coffee you want to make. And these reasons may differ, but that is kind of a part of the competition, to be flexible and creative, just as you would in the workplace. When you taste the coffee and it tastes this way, you may decide to make these drinks. So yeah, it's all about having fun and being creative and thinking on the spot.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think let's get into the presentation. We've got a small presentation that we want to take you through with regards to obviously the open format and just work through a few things with you. So from a Barista Open perspective, I think, you know, let's go through the critical process around why we've done this. So why put this Barista Open on, and really, you know, we like to not only give you the what, but also the why, the how, and the outcome of this. So the what, it's really a head head-to-head knockout regional competition designed to bring people together and to offer a fresh, fun approach to coffee competitions. The why? Well, very simple. I mean, it's to lower the barrier of entry for competitors. Involve more regions, volunteers and sponsors, and then and it brings the skill engagement of traditional coffee competitions without the heavy logistics that obviously comes with them. And then we're looking to, the why is really about, stronger grassroots engagements and bringing local coffee communities together. That's what we should be doing around our communities. So yeah, the how, well, it's an approachable throwdown style battle. We had to have fun with it. Two baristas go head to head, and then one essentially moves on to the next round. And the rounds are quick, engaging, and easy for the crowds to follow, which makes, running the rounds and also running this event smooth from the start to the finish. Bringing each barista's personality, adaptability, and skill to the test through a format that is similar to their day-to-day kind of service in the cafe. And we saw that through Moy kind of showing us that through and taking us through the video. Essentially, we've got a machine that's split in half and you've got a grinder and you're just making coffee. So see it as that. Now the outcomes are super important for us when putting this competition together. Well, the outcomes are quite simple. Bringing each barista's personality, adaptability, and skill to the test through this format. To foster an inclusive environment where baristas of all levels get to interact, nurturing the future competition through competition coffee in Aotearoa. So yeah, and creating a realistic format to host in more regions. So yeah, cool. So the Barista Open is designed to help new and emerging competitors step forward and build confidence and access the support. And assess. Sorry about that. Assess the support our communities can offer as they begin their competition journey, and it's really about that, Moya. It's really about us kind of gauging and getting baristas into the sense where they feel that they can cross that threshold of competition.
Yeah. I think maybe if you have prior knowledge to what NZSCA has hosted in terms of regionals before. The format has been quite similar to nationals, which was great as well. But I think what we're trying to do this year is just get more people involved, get people to step up on stage and give it a try. And so for that, we're trying to keep it fun, hence the format. And so we are just outlining that the winning spot is only open to competitors who have not placed top 3 in National Barista Champs in the past 5 years. So I'm sure there are a few people out there who would be keen to compete. You're more than welcome to compete. Anyone is allowed to compete. However, we cannot have you place if you have placed in the top 3 in Nationals.
Hey, Moy and Wayne, I just want to reiterate that to everyone on the call that this is also in response to some feedback that the association solicited with respect to accessibility and to broader appeal for the competition format when we surveyed the membership base earlier in the year or late last year, sorry, I should say. And so the association is throwing this at the wall with respect to giving accessibility a go in terms of providing a platform and an opportunity for, just as Moy and Wayne have said, for those who haven't competed before or maybe a little bit afraid to compete, to give it a go and for those who do really well, advance into a national format opportunity. So I just wanted to add to that, guys. Back to you.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Richard. Appreciate that. And that, that brings back to the experienced competitors. So, you've got experienced competitors that go, I want to be a part of this. Well, you most certainly can. You can still compete, come compete, please. But if you are a seasoned competitor, why not mentor? This is a perfect opportunity to do that. Mentor a young up and coming barista that maybe you're working with at cafe level, or maybe from a cafe that you frequent, maybe even one of your customers, pitch pitch this idea to them, mentor them within that. Judge, come along and be a judge. Why not? Come taste some coffees, and be a part of this knockout experience. And then just be present. Come and volunteer, come and, help, just be present, have fun. I mean, that's the key behind this. The main pathway and prize is really reserved for those taking their first steps towards the national stage. That's what this goal is really to get baristas poking their head through the door and going, let's compete, let's have some fun with this. The winner, obviously, from a prize perspective, the winner of these Barista Opens will win paid entry into the MetaFresh Aotearoa Barista Champs. They'll also receive support from NZSCA to help prepare for the nationals and prepare them for that stage. We're doing some work around the buddy program. And that's obviously details to follow with that, details to come. But essentially, we're doing work around a cool buddy program, which will then further help young baristas to mentor them and help them through competition.
I'll just jump in and kind of add a little bit more detail about how this is going to run. So basically, we've kind of reached out to a few people across both islands, all over in all these regions, who have either competing experience, coaching experience, or just long industry experience that have some knowledge and support that they are willing to offer. And these winners will, I guess, essentially have these people to reach out to for any questions, any advice regarding anything to do with their competition journey and preparation. And just be guided through that process, because competing for a national competition isn't easy, but it's definitely something that is doable, especially with the amount of support that we have in our industry in Aotearoa. So trying to let that shine as well.
Absolutely. Good. So moving on to that, I mean, the competition format and the round structure, pretty simple and easy. Yep. You have a simple structure that you'll follow as a barista coming in and competing. Essentially, when you've been allocated your either section A or section B behind the machine, and we'll do this by providing you with a name badge, and your name badge will then point you to either section A or section B. So don't worry about that. They'll be beautifully and boldly marked. So it'll be easy to kind of figure out your way from that, or come through that. You'll have a dial-in initial stage, which will be 5 minutes. And that'll be your, during that time, you'll then dial in your grinder, you'll then taste coffee, you'll decide what milk drinks to prepare and the size of the milk drinks, whether they're the MetaFresh dairy milk or our boring oat milk. And then you'll prepare your workstation and essentially prepare your workstation for your serving time to come after that. So
and then so we have a quick introduction after. The kind of purpose of this introduction is to keep it short and sweet, but a moment for everybody to come up and just share their reason about why they've decided to step on stage, or anything just about themselves that they want to share, coffee related or not. And then also announcing the choices of your milk beverages and maybe why you've made those choices as well. An example could be, hi, I'm Moy. I've decided to compete as this is a good opportunity to put myself out onto competition stage. And today I will be serving MetaFresh flat white and piccolo with boring oat milk, as I found that the balance of the milk and coffee was best in these coffees.
There we go.
Something like that, very clean, easy, simple.
Short and simple. And again, the goal is to get the barista who's actually competing over that threshold of introducing themselves in front of people, in front of judges, having a bit of fun. We'll use this opportunity as the perfect kind of crowd engagement and support for the barista. We hope if you're a barista in this workshop and you know that you'll be competing, bring as many people around as possible, because that's when they'll cheer, shout for you, and we can drum up some real nice support within the space. Yeah. And then moving on to our serving time, our service time, which is 7 minutes long, which is the real kind of bones of the competition.
Yeah. So after both competitors have consecutively done their introductions, each will go back to their stations and we will start service time. So that's 7 minutes. And within these 7 minutes, you're required to present 3 courses: espresso, dairy milk beverage, and alternative milk beverage. So simple, you will use essentially 1 portafilter with a double spout. So each course will be 1 portafilter split. You will serve espresso, so that's just the coffee by itself, and then dairy milk, 2 of whatever choice drinks you've decided on, and then going on to oat milk, same. So all of your drinks will be single shot, and as you have completed each drink, you will serve 1 drink each to each of the judges. So there'll be 2 judges.
There we go. And then after that, when all drinks are served, you've gone through your 7 minutes, we'll then have a 1 minute cleaning time. You can start your cleaning time as well. So you can start your cleaning time the minute that you've finished serving your courses of drinks. But essentially, if you take the entire 7 minutes, and you stop the clock at 7 minutes, we'll then start a mandatory 1 minute cleaning time. And that just helps us clean the stage and prep it for the next competitor coming on board.
Yeah, I just want to outline as well, the 1 minute cleaning is not timed strictly. It is just kind of an outline. As Wayne said, if you finish your service within 7 minutes, you go ahead and just clean your station. No need to do the dishes. Just make sure you wipe down any spills or just kind of clean up any grounds that may have fallen on the bench. Just very simple stuff you would do in the cafe as well. Our station managers will take care of your dishes and wash the jugs, etc., unless you have your own jugs. So yeah, just basic housekeeping of the machine is what's expected of the cleanup. And if you don't finish within the 7 minutes, if you don't get to finish your cleaning within the 7 minutes, you can just quickly do that after. And yeah, it's not strictly timed.
Yep. Cool. Yeah, and then just a little bit more on the 7 minute kind of service time. So the following drinks, obviously, as Moy, explained before, the espresso course, the milk beverage course, and alternative milk beverage course, have to be served in that order. So first espresso course, second milk beverage course, and third alternative milk beverage course. They have to be served within the 7 minutes. You must follow this format. And on the machine itself, where available, obviously regionally, we will be using the free pour extraction button. So your manual extraction button will be used to this. There won't be any volumetric timed extraction. Yeah, that just allows us to, break that ceiling from a competition perspective. It allows a barista to taste the coffee through their calibration phase, their preparation phase, and then go, hey, you know what, I'm actually going to extract it a bit longer on the scale. I'm actually going to extract it a little bit shorter. And they can then start to express themselves with the coffee on that. Yeah. Competitors may continue to adjust the grinder during service. So during your 7 minute service, you may continue to adjust the grind as you need, but you are not allowed to adjust anything on the espresso machine. So you're not allowed to go into a program menu and adjust anything within it. So yeah. Cool. Good. And then moving on to judging criteria. And I think this and scoring is obviously critical, and it's a time that we've probably spent the most time on as a group and going through our, mock competitions, having a lot of fun with it because we get to drink a lot of coffee. But essentially, the judging criteria, like the entire competition, is really based around having fun, enjoying yourself, and not getting, too stuck in the weeds when it comes to rules and breakdowns of those rules, keeping it simple. And the reason why we want to keep it simple is, well, it's a knockout competition. So essentially, it's designed to be fast, it's designed to be fun, and it's designed to engage. Yeah. Although there are no score sheets, the judges will assess your drinks based on the following. So visual representation, which I think is critical and important for us.
Yep.
The judges assess the appearance of each beverage considering the follow. So espresso, is there crema present, yes or no? And then both meadow fresh dairy and boring oat beverages, contrast, symmetry, and surface definition. And then from a taste perspective, the judges assess a taste in 2 sips of the beverage, and they consider the following: taste, acidity, sweetness, bitterness, balance, and aftertaste, and then tactile, body, and texture. Now, the judges will go through a taste calibration before competition starts. So in your region, you will have your judges get together and we will go through a calibration before the competition. And that's just to calibrate you to what you're actually looking for from a taste perspective with the coffee that the competitors will be using and what you're then assessing on from a tactile, body, and texture perspective. Yeah.
I just want to jump in and kind of, so Wayne's just talked about these 2 aspects that are going to be involved in the judging, so visual and taste. So these are aspects of the coffee that the judges are considering when they are choosing. However, they are not specifically scored for each of these aspects. So, for example, the judges won't be scoring the specific acidity, the sweetness, the bitterness, or, being like, this cup has, this level of contrast, but this level of symmetry. It won't be that detailed, but these are all points of reference that the judges will be using in order to make their decision. The decision will be made, as Wayne said in that video prior. There will be paddles. Both judges will have a paddle that has A and B. And at the end of each round, the judges will announce their result for each course. So competitor A or competitor B will be picked for each course: espresso, dairy milk, and oat milk, considering these aspects.
Perfect. Perfect. The judges will obviously prioritize taste over visuals. And the reference form, like we alluded to in the video, the reference form will be used for the round to track their choice or their winner of a course. So each judge will be given a reference form, and that's just an example of round 1's reference form, where Barista A and Barista B are battling it out against each other. And per judge, you have 2 espressos that are served to you, 2 dairy milk drinks and 2 alternative milk drinks. And you would then mark through the courses, espresso, dairy milk, and alternative milk on this form, which one you think as the judge is the winning cup, essentially. At the end of your set, Barista A and Barista B, at the end of the set, at the end of round 1, the judge will have espresso, milk, dairy milk drink, alternative milk drink. Will have those scores in, and then the MC, like Moy said, will go through saying for course 1, your espresso, who is your winner, and that's when the judges will bring up their paddle. And just to make that really clear, again, it's a knockout throwdown. So we're trying to keep it, we're trying to keep it fast, we're trying to keep it flowing, but we're trying to keep it as fun as possible. Yeah. Bonus points bonus votes will be given for those baristas who chat to the judges throughout the presentation. We'll reserve the right to give an extra vote or not for that. Yeah. So just talking a little bit more about scoring, and we spoke about it a little bit in the previous slides and in the video, but I think it's really key to understand how the votes are tallied and also how the votes affect the overall winner. So judges use the paddle, as you've seen in the video, but also as we've alluded to announce the winner for each coffee course at the end of the round. So again, all votes will be revealed at the end of each round. Okay. The competitor with the higher vote count across all courses wins the round. Okay, so no score sheets will be used, but the reference sheet, as you saw in the slide before, will record the judges' choices during the round. And this is essentially how we tally those votes. So a winning paddle per course. So that's your competitor A versus competitor B, and the winning paddle per course will equal 2 votes. The winning paddle per milk beverage will equal 2 votes, and the winning paddle per alternative alternative beverage will equal 2 votes. So for each round, espresso beverage, milk beverage, and alternative beverage, you'll have a total of 6 votes. There we go. If there's a tiebreaker, the judges will confer for 30 seconds and then raise their paddle or raise a paddle for the winner for that round. And if you go over time, and baristas competing, we always think we have this nailed in 7 minutes, but essentially some of us do go over time. If you go over time, you essentially lose 1 vote per 10 seconds that you go over time.
Yeah, up to 30 seconds.
Up to 30 seconds. Okay. So yeah, you got a bit of grace. So how do you win? Well, the barista with the most votes per round makes it through.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, you go through round on round on round. Last man standing at the end wins the big prize.
Yeah. Just want to reiterate on the votes. So on the case of a tie, when the judges confer, this is kind of when considering these aspects in the judging is kind of key. As I said before, judges aren't scoring your drinks on these each individual aspects that we covered before. However, when you're drinking these coffees as judges, they would be considering these things, and that would be a key point in the discussion for the judges to choose the tiebreaker winner. Yeah.
Correct. Okay.
Cool.
So equipment to compete. Now, I think this is key. You know, you've already, if you're in one of the regions, you know that one of our hosts or a host cafe is hosting the competition. And it's key to know, first of all, what equipment as a competitor, what equipment do I need to bring, or what equipment should I be bringing or shouldn't I be bringing? What is provided for me at the competition? So all necessary equipment will be provided by New Zealand Specialty Coffee Association and the event hosts. The competitor stations will include a basic machine equipment. So we are using La Marzocco espresso machines, coffee beans. So that'll be announced on the day in region. And that just stops you baristas from buying a couple of bags and then going back to your cafes and figuring out the best ratio and the best extraction for this. Sponsored dairy milk from Meadow Fresh and oat milk from Boring. Cups provided in courtesy of Acme Cup Co. And there'll be different sizes. And the sizes are important because it allows you as the barista to start to express the drink that you're actually wanting to make. Yeah. As I said before, La Marzocco espresso machines, and then Machine Limited is sponsoring the milk conning E65W brand by Sync. There we go. From a personal equipment perspective, so only personal milk jugs can be used. No other equipment, tools can be brought in by the competitor.
Yeah, this just allows kind of streamlining and fairness across all regions and all competitors. And same with the coffee beans, but it just kind of the whole point of this competition is to come and have some fun and also just kind of test what you can do on the spot, your skill as a barista. Yeah, just as you would, you know, dialing your coffee in the cafe on a daily basis. You adjust based on what happens, and that's kind of basically what you're doing in this competition.
Absolutely. And then obviously provided equipment, you know, for each section that you have or station that you have, station A or B, and you see the mock-up that we see on the screen there, and that's pretty much the mock-up that we saw through the video. We'll obviously have scales, 1 dosing scale and 1 extraction scale per station, tamper and tamp mat, 1 per station, knockbox, 1 per station, milk pitchers, 2 dairy and 2 oat milk pitchers per station, and then cleaning tools, a set per station that we'll have for everyone to use.
Yeah. And just about the station setup, obviously based on different regions and different cafes, each cafe will have a slightly different bar setup and bar space. So not all of the setups will be exactly the same as pictured here. However, it will be somewhat similar in the sense that there will be a machine and a grinder on each side, which will be split by station A and B, and then a table or station where you will be serving the judges.
I think that's important. I think it's important just to know that as you see the station in the in the document or in the presentation that you're looking there that it might vary, but at least we know your machine and your grinders will be positioned in exactly the same way that we're showing you there. It's all just to give competitor A and competitor B the greatest amount of flexibility, freedom, but also consistency within how they're producing coffee.
Yep.
Cool. Okay, good. That takes us to the end of the presentation. More anything else you want to add from a general, working behind the machine or working, any tips or tricks you might have, because you've obviously done one or two of these run throughs. Anything that you have before we kind of get into the questions and answers, if there are any?
I think I've kind of outlined what I really want to get across is that, we've really designed these formats so that we want, well, I would really love, for people who want to get a bit more involved in their coffee journey or just try something new, to give it a go, take that leap and try something new through this format. It's easy, it's simple, and it's fun, and that's how we're intending to make it. Very similar to how you would work in a cafe or how you would work if you went to a new cafe. The setup might be slightly different. However, you're still kind of got that purpose to serve coffees to your customers, and that's kind of the vibe we wanted to keep through the competition. Yeah,
absolutely. I think from my side, I think the key here is just to come through and have fun. Yeah. And just enjoy yourself, and just put your best out into the set, put your best out into your courses from a drink perspective. Have fun, enjoy yourself with other like-minded baristas, throw some coffee around and just enjoy yourself. Yeah. And I think, from Jess, Moy, everyone that's worked on this specific competition, that's what we want to get out of it. Is we want to get new baristas on board, new baristas enjoying themselves, and then possibly looking at, the national competition and further types of competitions and go, well, geez, what, if I could do it there, I can do it on another level. Yep. So yeah, cool. Awesome.
Just gonna jump in real quick, Wayne. So guys, for those who don't know me, I'm Richard. I'm from Flight Coffee. I'm the VP of the NZSCA. Wayne and Moy, guys, absolutely fantastic. I love your passion. I love your commitment to the industry. This is a really great presentation. I just want to call out and just acknowledge in front of everyone here that, a lot of work has gone into this presentation, but also this Barista Open. It's a new thing for us in the association, and I would just, on behalf of the exec and the board, I just want to acknowledge and celebrate you guys for the effort that's gone into this. Jess included, who is who's silent in the background there. Yeah, look, guys, I'll hand it back to Moy and Wayne for any Q&A and leave it to you guys. But on behalf of the Exec and Association, guys, thank you very much and well done.
Thank you, Richard. That means a lot to us, and yeah, we really hope we can put on something great for everybody.
Thanks, Richard. Appreciate it. Thank you for saying that. Richard's also said that at the one in Wellington, he'll be cleaning dishes and doing all of that. So yeah, all good. Thanks, Richard. Appreciate it. And you're absolutely 1,000% correct. That's exactly what we're had to do. Is we had to just have fun, and a lot of work has gone into this. So yeah, questions and answers time. I think that's where we are now. Any questions and answers? I know Jess has been moderating. No questions and answers, so nothing in the chat. There's a lot of you on and watching at the moment.
Jessie? Yeah.
Yes, I've got a question. How are you guys gonna make it even, recalibrating through each competitor? Like the grinder, changing it in between competitors?
Yep. So in terms of resetting the station, after each round is complete, the station manager will be going in and readjusting the grinder. So this will be done after every round, just to ensure, obviously, you can't use the setting that the previous person has used. And this will be random as well. So for example, if you're in round one and you go up and you've found that the grinder was sitting at a certain setting when you went up, you can't just share that to somebody else and be like, this is what I did, you know?
Mhm.
So it would be randomized, but we make sure that we kind of reset that grind size so that people aren't, copying what other people have done. Yeah. Does
Awesome,
that
thank
answer your
you.
question?
Yes, thank you.
Perfect. Any questions?
Any other questions? Just discussing discussing possible mentors or before these competitions take place. Reach out to baristas in your region. I know definitely here in Auckland, we've obviously got Moy, myself. We've got down in Wanaka, we've got Bonnie, who is more than happy to help any and all baristas. We have Sean Ellis as well up here in Auckland. That'll be more than happy to help take you through competition, take you through how this is working. Essentially, if you're a barista that's sitting there and going, wow, this could be something that I want to do, or or you have baristas working for you, just reach out. We're here to help. Our goal is to make this a success, and we need you to enter to make this a success.
Yeah. 100% what Wayne said.
Yep.
There's a lot of support around. So even if people aren't directly involved with, running your region event or just any events in general, I'm sure, people are more than willing to help out. So always reach out. Reach out to us if you need anything. Very open for any questions. Yeah.
Yep.
And Philip has asked a question in the chat. Do we have scales by any chance? Yes. So we will have scales to prepare your portafilter as well as extraction. Depending on the machine in the cafe, some may have volumetric scales that are built into the machine. In that case, you would just be using those scales, but there will be one scale for your espresso prep and one scale for your extraction present. Lucy missed the first 15 minutes. So this workshop will be recorded, so we can share this to you after it's done.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you, Jess.
And then Jess's got another question, obviously. The milk course, as mentioned, surface definition, is that contrast or milk foam quality?
So it is a bit of both. So contrast would be contrast on its own. So that's, for example, how is the white bit and the brown bit of the latte art separated? Are they merging? Are they bleeding, etc.? And then yes, milk foam quality, is it very bubbly? Is it very smooth? But as we did say earlier, we are not, being very specific and picky with these aspects. These are just things that judges will take into consideration. Obviously, if you have nice contrast milk that's really silky, your drink is likely to taste really good because
Absolutely.
you've steamed the milk well.
Absolutely.
I hope that answers your question. Lisa, do we chat at the same time to judges while creating?
Oh, okay. That's a cool question.
No.
Lisa, thank you. Yeah. Yeah. Do we chat at the same time to judges while creating? No, I mean, we've got station A and station B, and essentially if you are talking to judges while you're while you're espressing and while you're making drinks, we'll end up with, someone on station A, someone on station B who's not close to the judges, actually shouting and screaming over each other. The time that you have to speak to the judges, if you want to speak to the judges, is that short period of time that you're actually placing your cup on the actual placement.
Yeah. Maybe I'm not sure if you mean like actually during that service time or about the intro. So just clarifying that 1 minute introduction where I said, you go up and talk about like why you're competing or what drinks you've chosen to make. So that is before the service time and separate to when you're making the drinks. For example, if I'm on the station closer to the judge and I'm making my drinks, I might know someone that's a judge. Like we won't say strictly no talking or no banter with the judges. But as Wayne said, we don't want it to get too rowdy all over the place. So in that kind of sense, we don't we don't expect you to be talking about anything you're doing, like the nationals. That's not a part of this. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. I think then, oh, sorry, just on opportunity for feedback individually after. So because this is happening so quick and happening so fast, there's going to really be limited amount of retention the judges will have course after course. So I'd probably say that feedback individually would, after your individual set, would probably be a no. We just wouldn't have the time for that. Obviously, if the entire event ends and you've got a judge in front of you or around you or you're engaging with and you want to have a chat about, what can I do better or can I or can't I, then have that discussion. But there definitely won't be any feedback session individually after your competition or your round that you competed in.
Yeah, just reiterating as well. As Wayne said, we probably won't have time straight after your round. But I think that one of the main points we wanted to kind of get across through this format was, we want you guys to interact with the judges after as well. And yes, like definitely have the conversation. Maybe it might be hard for the judge to remember, exactly which cup was your coffee, just because they're going through a lot in a short amount of time. But definitely, for example, on the way you've performed, or maybe they might have picked up on something that you were doing in your round, definitely strike a conversation, and we would really encourage you to do that.
Yeah. And that obviously brings me into Philip's question, which is, can you keep the same routine as the rounds progress? Absolutely, you can. Yeah. It gives you an opportunity, if you make it through that first round, it gives you an opportunity to refine a few things. Working behind the machine, you may go, oh gosh, okay, the nerves are out. I'll really focus now on bringing my extraction down. Or during your preparation time, you find that the coffee's changed slightly and you want to get a little bit out of it from an extraction or reduce extraction slightly. And that changes something within your routine. So you can keep your same routine as you progress through the rounds. You can change, it's completely up to you. And that will then clarify the question around using regular dairy milk and using oat milk. So in your introduction, we would love you to discuss the dairy milk and the alternative dairy milk drinks that you're actually making. And when we say discuss them, you have to use the MetaFresh dairy milk for your milk course, and you have to use the boring oat milk for your alternative milk course. You have to. But that discussion will be around what drink I'm putting into what size cup and how that milk is then impacting on the coffee. Yeah. So I hope that clarifies that question that you have there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Awesome.
Sweet. Do we have any more questions?
Yeah. So will there only be one winner for each region?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Yep.
There'll be one winner for each region, unless we've got cafes that decide that they want to take on more competitions. No.
Yep.
There'll be one winner.
We're at our max.
Thank you, Richard. No. There'll be one winner. There'll be one winner per region.
Yeah.
And we hope that winner takes on the opportunity and really puts in a lot of hard work with the mentoring that we will provide.
Yeah.
And then enters the national competition. Just to clarify as well, with regards to the national barista competition, anyone is free to enter the national barista competition. It doesn't mean because I'm entering this comp and I don't essentially do well in this comp, I'm preventing myself from entering the barista competition. The national barista competition works independently to this. Again, this is just a beautiful way for us to get baristas, new baristas, young baristas, old baristas, kind of, shrugging those cobwebs off and getting into competition and just enjoying themselves. Yeah. It's all about working behind bar. It's all about, having fun. With coffee, with equipment, with each other, and just enjoying yourself. So yeah, please just keep that in mind, that it's definitely not a case of if you don't place really well in this competition, you can't enter the national barista competition. This might be the perfect opportunity for you to go, wow, that wasn't really that hard. let's work towards a national barista competition. It might just give you that extra little bit of motivation or extra little percent that you need to get over the line and make that decision.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, naturally with the knockout round style, you will go against someone, one person will win and they will progress, and it will be like a pyramid.
yeah, a pyramid.
Backwards
You can call it
pyramid.
backwards pyramid if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But on that note, I just want to reiterate something that wasn't stated. But for example, if a region, depending on the number of competitors, there will be a time in the roster where a number will be odd. And on these opportunities, we will do like a random, what is it?
Like a wild card.
Yeah, wild card draw.
Like a wild
Sorry,
card
yeah.
draw.
So
Yeah.
basically, like for example, we do the first round and second round, we have an odd number of competitors. We'll be drawing out of the competitors that didn't progress to come up and compete again. So, you know, that can be a good opportunity for that as well.
Yeah, and that's also it's also a great kind of opportunity to stay and to have fun, because like there could just be an odd number, you know, and we don't know, you know, as a competitor, you might have all intentions to compete, and then through the competition decide that, hey, you know what, this is not for me today. And now suddenly there's an odd number and you've competed in previous rounds. Stay, enjoy, have fun, because you might come out as that wild card to actually compete and, you know, and have another crack at it. So yeah, that's the goal. The goal is we really stay, we enjoy ourselves, we have fun, and yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
How many competitors have signed up so far? So yeah, this is varying based on the region, but most regions are in May, so we still have sign-ups open. So hopefully this workshop can kind of encourage you guys to
yeah, hopefully. Yeah, we've got a number of baristas that have signed up, but obviously with it being in May, yeah, we need more to sign up, and this is probably, or we hope this is the motivation.
Maximum per region. I think based on time, it would be 16 max per region, just with this format and the amount of time it will take. However, this is kind of for us and the hosts to discuss and organize. So if you are a host here and have any questions after this, please feel free to flick me an email, events@nzca.org, and I am happy to answer any of those questions and discuss further as well. Cool. Yeah, if there's no more questions, I think we will call it there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, if anyone's got a question, put it through now. Otherwise, again, you know, Moy is completely and utterly available for you to reach out and to ask any questions post this. And I'm sure, and I hope there are competitors sitting here that maybe have questions and feel it's a little bit easier to give Moy a shout and to get those answers. Yeah.
Perfect. Cool. So seems like there are no more questions. So thank you very much for everyone using time on your Wednesday evening to come and, you know, see what this is all about. And as we said before, really excited to put this on. It would be great to see you guys at these regions and see you compete and have fun together.
Yeah, let's have a jam, let's have fun, and yeah, let's make a real go at it, man, because that's what we want. That's how we grow this format and how we grow this industry. So yeah, everyone have a great rest of your Wednesday evening, and yeah, a great rest of the week, the short week, shall I say. And yeah, hope you tamp straight tomorrow and you drink loads of coffee.
Perfect. Cool. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, everyone.